week's action-packed chapter of Bleach, Ichigo Kurosaki finally gains a brand new form when he officially becomes Oreo Ichigo. Black, White, Shinigami, and Hollow and Quincy. Every single ability that he has ever had has officially become one. Really, that's the best thing about this chapter, because most of the chapter is just all of the characters discussing philosophy as they battle. It's like watching a mobile suit battle from Gundam. It's really not all that exciting, and I have to be perfectly honest with you guys. I really wasn't all that enthused about this week's chapter of Bleach. That being said, there are some elements about this chapter that I really enjoy. Aside from the awesome transformation sequence at the very end, where Ichigo seems to have gained some sort of new form, which is very similar to his full hollow form, I have got to give some credit where credit is due to Inoue, because she is holding her own in this battle, protecting Ichigo, and not just being a damsel in distress, which is a great step up for her character, although I still have a feeling that it's only a matter of time before she's going to have to leave this battle, especially considering how dangerous things are getting. But most of this chapter, believe it or not, was actually dedicated to Uryu and Haschwalth, who are just talking each other to death. Basically, the whole thing with Haschwalth saying that he's seen everything in the future, he knows how Uryu is going to be defeated, and how Uryu is not going to allow that to happen. Really, it's just a big standoff with a lot of flashy words, which is, to be fair, well written, just not all that exciting. I just really want to see these guys get into the damn battle already. And then, of course, we have the battle between the leader of the Quincy and Ichigo. Ichigo is basically biding his time, trying to basically unleash his Quincy powers. You can actually see that in little clever panels throughout this entire chapter where his sword is actually starting to turn white. And then at the very end, through a massive explosion of Reiatsu, he actually transforms into his brand new form, which looks nigh identical to his full hollow form, aside from that it is lacking the big hollow mask, the one that he used when he was a Vizard. And I really loved that element of that outfit, because it just made him look so damn evil and badass, and even though it's very unfitting for a main character, I still really liked the look of it. That being said, the new form here is still really cool, a combination of black and white, the horn on one side of his head. It looks really damned impressive, and considering it's like the ultimate combination of all of his abilities, I can't wait to see them in action. Not to mention, this will be the very first time, I'm guessing, where he's going to be able to utilize this form and still have a semblance of self. Like, he'll actually be able to control himself, which means he might actually be able to take down the Quincy leader. But it's not going to happen this early. There's just absolutely no way. There's still many other little stories that are going on in this arc that they're going to have to resolve. I mean, do you guys remember what happened to Urahara? They still haven't gotten back to any of that shit. The Fullbringers haven't arrived, we still have other battles that are going on, not to mention we have Kaiju Gerard Valkyrie in the background, who's continuing to decimate everything with his massive muscles of awesomeness. So, there it is, what's the rundown on this week's chapter of Bleach? Ichigo's brand new form, that's what everybody's going to be talking about this week, and it's not even so much new as it's a combination of forms that we've actually seen before. That being said, I still like the look of it. I still think it's pretty damned awesome. I'm glad they're at least getting back to that form when he was in his like full hollow, the one that he used in his battle against Arukiora, because I think we can all agree that was definitely the most metal part of the entire Bleach series, and to see it return is very welcome considering how underused it was. However, it's just, you know, another form of Ichigo, and that's something that Ichigo is very good at, which is coming up with brand new forms, which all, at the end of the day, tend to mostly do the same thing. So I'm hoping now that he's sort of combined all of his powers, we're going to see some brand new techniques from him, not just the same old Getsuga Tensho. But even with all of the stuff with Uryu and Ichigo, like I said, my favorite parts of this chapter were, believe it or not, Inoue. Just the fact that she's actually being helpful in battle, using her shields, and defending against some really big attacks from the Quincy leader. Really a testament to what her shields are truly capable of, and it also shows how far her relationship with Ichigo has gone as well, because there's this big underlying theme of the chapter where she's almost sort of afraid to see Ichigo go all out, especially considering what she's seen in the past although this time, now that Ichigo is going to be able to control it, there's not going to be as much fear, and the two characters should be able to work a little bit better together. On the technical side of things, this week's chapter looked pretty damn cool. There were lots of impressive panels. I loved the big explosion at the end before Ichigo unveiled his brand new form. The final panel, of course, always looks really cool. Bleach does a great job of unveiling the brand new forms of characters, and damn, there are a lot of transformations in the Bleach series, especially when you involve the Quincy, who managed to have multiple forms themselves. So this has definitely been a very transformative chapter, and did you see what I did there? But still, for me personally, it was just a lot of talking, and sometimes talking is okay. Sometimes it can really move the story ahead, but a lot of it this week just seems like kind of a waste of time and too much blah blah blah, philosophy bullcrap, I'm right, you're wrong. Just get to the damn fight. That's how I feel about this week's chapter. That being said, it was still very entertaining, but it's just another one of those chapters of Bleach that you just rip right through just to get to the final panel, which will make you just salivate for the next chapter of Bleach. So it's still pretty exciting. So I am going to give this week's chapter right here a 3 out of 5. An average chapter of Bleach, but still a chapter that all Bleach fans should definitely read at least once. It's definitely going to build hype for the coming chapters of the series, so make sure to check it out. So, you heard my thoughts about this week's chapter, but why don't you tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Tell me why. What do you think of Ichigo's brand new forms? Do you want him to have some new abilities? Do you want to see some big combinations of Quincy and Shinigami powers? Maybe even some Vizard abilities? And do you really think that we're getting that much closer to the final battle, or is this really just an appetizer? And what do you want to see from the rest of the final arc of Bleach? Please tell me in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching this review. I truly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can do that in a number of cool ways. You can like this video. You can subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be able to see all of our latest anime and manga reviews. Make sure to also check out our weekly podcast show, The Powerful Nerdcast. It's pretty freaking awesome. You guys can also check out all the other cool links we got in the description box below. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!